Heidi ho, Heidi ho. I'm waiting for us to show up on the screen with that buffer, um, which ironically is the problem I had today that you and I were talking about. That has nothing to do with our topic today. It is buffering videos, but in a different way. This one is buffered in case something goes wrong. Oh, but my buffer on my homework assignment today was killing me. So
Yeah. Buffers aren't always the best thing to have around sometimes, but also acknowledging that they're there. And then, that's why we have the music or the music video. That's, I wish we had.
oh, that's an idea to give to Jen and Jeanette. We need to start doing like karaoke or something alive.
I want
Oh,
it
I
so bad right now.
okay. If one of them's watching, make sure that I talk to you about that. Okay.
We need a band for Cartoonville.
Ooh, a band for Cartoonville.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We will
I
get
know
we'll
musicians.
get Jeffrey on that. Uh, oh, I thought you meant like a cartoon band. Or you mean somebody to record
Well, but
music
that's
for?
what I'm saying. Like we need like record music. Like our community needs somebody who can record music and we can make fun little band people. And I actually know the perfect one for Cartoonville. I need to reach out to Matt.
Okay,
Yeah.
there is a lot going on in that idea, so we are
Yep.
not going to flesh it out on this call. And besides, this call is not about bands, unfortunately. This is not about cartoons. I wish we did. No, I don't want a cartoon because then Jeffrey will go off and make me a cartoon for this. So we're not doing a cartoon for this. Today is all about referrals and primarily referring out. Okay. Uh, so this actually happened to me about a couple of months ago. This woman, I met her at an Alignable event, and she wanted to start a nonprofit doing a certain thing. And she wanted me to help her. It's something I do. It's in my purview, setting up nonprofits. No big deal. They are a big deal. Sorry, that they're a long process. I mean, it's not a big deal to get my services for that. But when all was said and done, at the end of the conversation, my advice to her was don't hire me, don't set up a nonprofit, right? No, I didn't refer her out, but it wasn't the right thing for her to do at that point. And I gave her all the reasons not to. And she's going to think about it for a few months, whatever, and she might come back to me. But she understood that it wasn't the right thing to do at that time. And there's been other times that I've had to refer people to other people, right? No, that is not my purview. I don't know much about that. Refer out. Um, when's the time that you had to do that?
Um, so I focus a lot on accountability. I'm an accountability business coach, and so I can do a lot with business coaching. However, there's very specific things that certain businesses need as far as delegation and things like that I definitely make sure I refer my clients out to. If they're not able to accomplish something on their own, I connect them to the person who can help them accomplish that. But also,
Sure.
sometimes there's clients who don't want to show up inside of accountability and they just need business coaching. Perfect example, Davika shows up for accountability, but she needed a business plan. And we all know not to ask Brittany to do anything that has to do with, if it has to do with legality, don't, don't ask me. But Linda Wilson is an
Yeah,
amazing business coach that can do legalities and business plans and numbers by all means. So it really depends on what the alignment is for what the client needs.
sure. But it's also knowing your limitations is kind of what I'm hearing from you. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. I don't mean like you couldn't do it because yeah, we can do whatever we want. We can do it. We could research it. You can watch a YouTube video, whatever. Anybody can really do anything. But in your job, right? in the services that you provide, and bringing this like to crafters. This would be like, you make blankets, right? That's what you love to do. This is what your business is around. And somebody comes to you and says, I want you to make me 40 hats for my family, right? This is like out of you're like, I haven't made a hat in 20 years, right? I make blankets. I make big squares. I'm good at big squares, right? I make beautiful big squares. I'm not good at making hats. So you look at your people around you, the circle of friends, the circle of whatever, and you can refer out to somebody who does have that specialty. Would that be kind of accurate?
Exactly. And Jeanette, we love you as well. Hello. Exactly. That's where you want to look at what your purview is. And you mentioned something, Sarah. You said somebody needs 40 hats. Sometimes
I
you
just picked a
are
number.
good at hats,
Oh, sure.
but you can't do 40 hats in 1 month. If it was me, my hands would go numb and I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything.
I can crochet, but I can make like 1 hat a month. Like I do like 10 lines of the hat every night, and I count that good.
Right. And so if you know that you can cap out at 10, but you have other people who could take your pattern and help you accomplish that 40, now you have a team helping you accomplish these things because you are creating a community. And I think last week we had started talking about creating communities, but this week we really want to talk about that referral part of the community. And a lot of people will tell you that you don't need to network inside of if you are this person, don't network with those people, right? And Sarah and I are going to tell you that you need to be with those people for several reasons.
Well, a lot of reasons. And I'll say right up front that probably 80% of anybody I've worked with has come from referrals or connections from other coaches. So, and I consider myself a consultant because I do work with more businesses than I do individuals, and coaches work with more individuals than they do businesses in most ways. And so that's why I consider myself a consultant, but the same concept. And I know that Brittany has received things from referrals, business from other coaches also. So having your group of people, but also networking with people that understand what you're going through, right? Like it makes a difference, not only for referrals, but just to have that commiseration, right? If somebody came up to me and was like, the cost of knitting needles has went up by 50 cents, I'd be like, I had no idea. I don't knit, right? Like that sucks. Sorry. But anybody else who knits would have a more, what's the word I want? I'm trying to figure out the right wording I want here, Brittany.
A knack. They'd be able to help you a lot more.
There you go.
Knack, niche,
something.
Niche.
But if you network with people that have your same career path, your same, thing that you like to do, your same hobby, your same craft, they're going to understand what you're going through. And you're going to get those referrals. Like Brittany was saying, if somebody does need 40 hats by the end of the weekend, maybe you get 10 people to do 4, and you can get it done and lickety split, and everybody gets a little bit of piece of the pie and everybody's happy. But I think more along the lines, I think it's about also a little bit about time. And for me, it's about knowing my limitations of time. A lot of times when we're starting a new business, we want to say yes to everything. And Brittany and I have had this conversation because when we first started, we said yes to a lot of stuff that was definitively not our jobs. Okay. Like because somebody was willing to pay us to do something We were like, okay, it's not illegal, so let's go with it. And then you start saying, no, my time is worth more. And this is my niche. This is where I want to be, is over here with Brittany for accountability, right? She wants to focus on that with her coaching, right? And she actually made the decision. She's great at building websites, and she's going to hate me for saying that, but she's limiting her website building now because it's taking away from her time of marketing and building and doing the actual coaching that she wants to do. Was it paying the bills? Yeah. But when you spend all your time doing that, then you can't do what you want to do. And she's looking at a puppy, I think. What are your thoughts on that?
No, and that's exactly what the conversation is, right? Is inside of being able to, and one of the things I heard as well, Sarah, is when you know the people who can do the things that you don't want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also when you know the people and their prices, sometimes you're priced to your value, your worth, and that's where you should be priced. And
Yeah.
other people have different prices. So if somebody looks at you and says, well, I can't afford that right now, you could say, you know what, I know this amazing coach who does something similar to me, not quite what I'm doing, or I know somebody who makes hats for a little bit less. They use a different type of material, so they're able to keep their prices down, right? If you use yak material, your prices are going to be one thing. And if you use llama material, your prices are going to be one thing. And so you could say you could get this same quality with a different material from this person. And
Right.
so you're able to utilize that network as one, a financial help to people, because you lowering your prices, not always what we don't want you to lower your prices. We want you to be what you're at your worth for, but also knowing people around you who at a different price because of whatever reasoning can give the client what they need really helps. But the other thing with that, like you were saying, is if you're working with people who know what you're up to, then you're able to actually use and bounce ideas off of each other. This is how I marketed this. This is how I marketed that. And you can have those conversations of support.
Agreed. Agreed. 100%. And as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, even if you have people with you, because sometimes entrepreneurs have people with them, but as a new business owner, having a support network is the key. Whether whether you get on Alignable or you like Facebook groups or you just do meetups, right? Like you like to do the things in person. Find a group that is outside of your family. And I'm not saying your family can't be supportive, but find a group outside of your family that understands what it is like to start a new business, that has went through or is going through the same things that you are, that is willing to talk about it and all of that, because that makes a difference. It really does. Because if my partner in life had to listen to everything that I tell Brittany and Eileen and Jeanette and all that, if he had to hear all that, we would not be together. It would not be pretty, because it's not fair to him to be the only person that I dump on, right? But it's also easier to, for lack of better terms, dump on people that have been through it or are going through it. So when I say things to Brittany understands, because she's going through it, she's been through it, right? We both started businesses, and it's a little easier to vent that way.
Yeah. And a lot of times when you're looking at the support from family, they don't understand entrepreneurship, or they don't understand that the paycheck doesn't come today. And in the back of their head, they're wondering, when is this payout happening? Or they're wondering, why don't you work a 9 to 5? And that's not the mentality that you want put into your responses. If somebody's supporting you, you want them to support you wholeheartedly in what you're doing. And that's a great thing when you're looking at referrals. I know that I send people to Sarah, I send Sarah at least 3 different people a month, whether it's what she's wanting or what she's not wanting. But I
Sure.
will send people to her because I know that she has different scopes, and I'll say, you know what, here's an option. She
Hmm.
doesn't necessarily do this all the time, like with my websites. Brittany does one website a month. See if she's got one booked for this month or next month and get that, right? And so
Yeah.
you're able to really be able to refer out, but you can see the people who are listening and the people who are understanding because they're sending people to you and they're supporting you in those ways. Um, and that's a phenomenal space to be in when you know that people are there. And recently, it has come to my attention that I have a very hard time believing in myself.
No. Are
And
you serious? Say that again. I don't believe it.
so what ends up happening is when I get to be with Sarah or my other community or anybody else in our community, there's times
Mhm.
where they reinforce that I'm here for a purpose.
Yes.
When you're by yourself, you get imposter syndrome. And I don't want to say that I have imposter syndrome. I have flat out refuse. I'm in refusal, okay? I'm in all denial. It's not imposter syndrome, it's all denial. But you're able to have people bring you back and remind you that you are here because you're worth being here. And when it comes from people who you want to be around, I always tell people the people in your circle should be people you want to be, and what ends up happening is those people in return want to be you. There's specific things around your community where you really are drawn to somebody and you want to be them, but the opposite also happens. And it's this really beautiful reflection. The people who you bring into your circle to support you in the best of ways will be a reflection of who you are in different ways. And so being able to be supported by people who understand, hey, you crochet, and this is a very difficult thing. And if you have arthritis while you're crocheting and you manage to get 5 pieces done this week, that's phenomenal. Who cares if you wanted to get 10 done? You got 5 done.
Amazing.
And they understand what that looks like.
And you want to
Um,
know what? It's 5 more than the average person is doing. Just
yeah,
throwing it out there. And those are the conversations that you have with people that are supportive, right? And when my reaction before was very sarcastic because Brittany knows that um, we kind of have this Wednesday morning group, which it's called Fearless Future, and you can join it. You wouldn't join our group; you join your own cohort. But we have a Wednesday morning group that this is what it is about. Is kind of that uplifting conversations. We kind of just say the good and the bad of things that have happened in the last week, and we talk about it. And the facilitators have a conversation topic of the day if the conversation kind of lags, but because sometimes we don't have bad things to talk about, which is great, but we always are lifting each other up, and that's the key that you want to find, because a lot of times and my family is one of those. My family is a bunch of teachers who don't quite understand what it is like to change jobs regularly, to be a consultant, to not know who you're working with next month and be okay with that, to have a little bit of anarchy in your life. I work better in that regard. But some people in your life don't understand that. And to build a community that does understand that, to have multiple sets of income, to not have a check come in every 2 weeks and, then have a month that has 3 checks, 5 checks, right? But, it is what it is. To have people that support that is or understand it can make a huge difference in your mental stability, I guess.
exactly. And I gonna put this banner out, but I don't know what it's gonna look like, so we'll see. Um, So
Oh, that looks
the
fine.
right. So
Oh,
Fearless
wait, no,
Future,
but it says for man, other coaching for man.
amazing
Doesn't matter.
place for women to find community and coaching for many other Atlas.
It's all right. She's trying to type quick.
Thank you.
Newreality.com. Here, let's throw it in the comments.
Newreality.me.
Is it .me?
It's
I'm
.me.
putting it in here. I just have it on my, there we go, newreality.com.
Right, I have it. It just opens. If your browser doesn't just open to the creative spirit channel or to newreality.me, then we need to talk. Contact either Sarah or I so we can direct you to the best communities on the planet.
I agree.
That's my vote.
I agree. And here's the thing. I want to kind of switch it up a little bit here for our last 10 minutes because we are part of the Creative Spirit channel, and that's what we are on. And sorry, I just dropped something, so I'm going to pick that up. I am a fidgeter, so I don't have fidget spinners or anything, but I do always have something in my hand if I'm not typing. So I just dropped something on the ground. If you are a fidgeter also, let me know. But the Creative Spirit has a lot of things coming up. And we want you to have a couple of dates possibly on your calendar. I shouldn't say possibly, definitely on your calendar. So October 25th, we our CEO and producer, Jen and Jeanette, are going live for a Halloween event that is going to be amazing. And I think that you should all put that on your calendar. Brittany, do we know the time for that? Oh, it's their J&J shows doing it. So what time is their normal J&J show on the 25th? Maybe if Jeanette's watching, she can put that time in the thing. But
it would be
what
the
is going to
same
happen?
time that they used to do it at, right? It's the
Yeah, I'm
same
just
Friday
not remembering.
time. It's on my calendar. Let me populate my calendar really quick.
Okay, you can look that up. But this event is going to be highlighting some of the amazing creative spirits that we have on the channel. And it's going to be a wonderful hour-long show that we would love for you to watch live. So we're going to get that time before we end out this live. And then we are also building up to an amazing event on December 3rd, which is Giving Tuesday. We're still fleshing out all the ideas for that, but Giving Tuesday is a huge deal that happens after Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, and then there's Black Friday, and then there's Small Business Saturday. And Jeanette just said it's 2 p.m. Eastern on the 25th.
2 p.m. Eastern.
So after Thanksgiving, we have Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and then we have Monday for Cyber Monday. And then there's Giving Tuesday, lots of shopping days in there. And the Giving Tuesday is meant for you to give back to charities in a sense after you spend all that money at everything else to kind of give back in a way, right? And so we're going to have an event that day that more details will be coming out. So 2 p.m. Eastern on the 25th is for the Halloween extravaganza. And I just want you to know there's going to be costumes and it's going to be fun. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to watch. Got to watch. So what do you think?
So I wanted to mention something very important.
Very important.
It was present and then it left. So we were talking about the 25th. We were talking about you had mentioned Black Friday. And yeah. I am
and we were just talking, yes.
I am a stand for Sophia Rigo's Pink Friday. So just so everybody knows, last year, Sophia Rigo is an amazing Reiki. She does all kinds of things, and she's in Sweden. And
holistic healing.
Yeah, she's a holistic healer. And normally in Sweden, that the beginning of January is when taxes go up as a whole. And so it goes up about 20%. So what she has started doing is she's doing Pink Friday. Purchase my packages today because at the new year, the prices go up. which is an amazing space to be in. Instead of us discounting, which Sarah and I just told you, we don't want you discounting your products. We want to do a push for Pink Friday. Pink Friday, purchase from now to the end of the year, and next year you will be locked in at those prices. That is a huge, huge bonus to look at, as well as a good way to give yourself a raise, because we know most people won't give themselves raises.
So I also am going to put this on Brittany, and she's going to make a note of this. So I want you guys to go follow Brittany on a social media, preferably Facebook, because that's probably where she'll do this. But she's going to write a post about Pink Friday and tag Sophia in it so that you can actually read what it means and what it actually is, so you don't have to remember off of this show. So go follow BizStorming on at least Facebook, if not somewhere else. But we'll put out a quick post about that. And I say we because she's going to type it. It's her Facebook. But we'll put out a quick post about it so that you guys can know what Pink Friday entails and what you can do to make it a part of your business. It's a great way to not give discounts and to still get more sales.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very important. It's a very important space. So if we can actually flip that idea of discounting everything and just start and who doesn't want Pink Friday?
Wow. No, I think it's wonderful. And it allows people to have just a little bit of a different marketing thing. I actually forgot about Sophia doing that last year. That is wonderful. And I think it works well for services and products, but I think it does work better with tangible products to say, hey, my product is going to get raised in price in 2025, so buy it now at this price. And that's a good way to make that work. So yeah. So things to think about: October 25th at 2 p.m. live Halloween event with costumes and fun stuff. And then let's look at Brittany's Facebook, and we'll probably talk about this a couple more times leading up to Thanksgiving, that Pink Friday pricing and why that's important. And then after Thanksgiving is the Creative Spirit event that'll happen for Giving Tuesday. And if I didn't mention this, the charity of choice for that Giving Tuesday is not the Creative Spirit. We're not a charity. We are donating proceeds that day to St. Jude's. So St. Jude's is a wonderful organization that makes sure children get the services they need, medical services they need at no cost. So check out that, St. Jude's. You can Google it. It'll be the first one that pops up.
And it will be a direct donation. One of my biggest things is when I go to the grocery store and they ask me to donate, 9 out of 10 I don't, because I'm not giving them the tax break. We are giving you the tax break. We are making sure you are making the donation, and we're making sure you know that donation is getting where it belongs. So that is one of the biggest things, and it's going to be all day. So the reason why we're not giving you a time is because we are going to do an all-day event. So join us on
12 hours.
Yep.
It's 12 hours. And remember, you can watch it on the Roku or Fire TV right now. We're looking at other options, but right now those are our two TV options. So you can download the app by searching The Creative Spirit, and it'll pop up. And then you can also watch us live online. The streaming is live online at thecreativespiritchannel.com.
Yep. It's running on my phone right now as we speak. So no excuses to miss it. No excuses for not giving us ratings. No excuses.
Exactly. No excuses.
None at all. But we do look forward to seeing everybody next week. We love being here on a weekly basis with you all. Join us so that you can talk and discuss things with us. We look forward to seeing everybody next week. And as far as Pink Friday, just remember, anything that you are doing for Thanksgiving specials or seasons, should we start getting sneak peeks in the month before. So if you're working on your marketing, this is a business page. We want you guys to work on your marketing. Don't wait until then to have your strategy. Start strategizing.
Well, exactly. That's why we already know what's happening at the end of October. We already know what's happening at the beginning of December, because you got to plan ahead.
Yep. Exactly.
Mhm.
We appreciate all of you. We look forward to seeing you all next week. And please reach out to Sarah Davis or myself if you need anything inside of help for your businesses. We are here to help you all. Have a great day.